Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of the Keys to Crypto. Today I am going to be talking about a crypto I talked about a month ago and one that I talked about 2 days ago because it has absolutely been on fire, and I'm going to tell you why I see this trend continue and where it's going to go. Now, before we get started, not financial advice. Do your own research. Never, ever, ever risk no more than what you're willing to lose. And also, if you will, please like, subscribe, and share. Appreciate y'all coming to the channel. This particular crypto is Zbcn. Now, you've heard me talk about it, but I'm going to get into depth why I believe, on some of the last videos, I was trying to tell why I believe it was going to 25x and possibly more. Now, here's where it gets into all the connecting the dots, and this is important in crypto. First of all, back in the early part of this year, late, December or whatever, Zbcn actually is working with Turbo for a debit card or whatever, and I think that they may have already completed it. I'm not absolutely 100% sure, but I know that they were in the works on this. Now, they were also in Zbcn in partnership with Ondo. Well, guess who owns Ondo? That would be a small company called BlackRock. Now, why this is important is, see, BlackRock, well, i.e. Ondo, really, this is more has to do with industrial grade finance, and a lot of that has to do with the ability to lend. Well, henceforth is where Zbcn comes in as far as the ability to do these transactions and so forth. Now, what is also interesting, and I'm going to get into a couple more partnerships, one called JP Morgan, I'm sure y'all may have heard of that, Bank of America, and also they've gotten in partnerships with Visa and MasterCard. Now, why this is important is this. In a video that I did roughly about a week ago, actually it wasn't a video, I posted it on all my social media about in the next 12 to 24 months, probably roughly about 2 years, that 75% of all businesses are going to take some type of cryptocurrency payment. Now, how does that relate to Zbcn? Well, guess what? They are the catalyst by which this is going to work, because with them getting into partnership with Visa, MasterCard, and of course you see with Turbo and Ondo, you start to see where the dots are connecting, that they are going to be the catalyst by which you're going to be able to transact. It is more going to be a peer-to-peer, where XRP, it is, but it's not. XRP is more a banker's coin, where Zbcn is going to be a peer-to-peer. Now, this is why I believe that this coin is the next XRP, because this is where it gets into retail use, real-world application, a real-world asset. So, henceforth, as I'm going to get into some other things, of course, it's Zbcn is built off the Solana network. Now, here's where I'm going to connect some more dots to some of the cryptos I've talked about on the channel. Now, they've expanded out Zbcn to try to transact on the base network, which is highly bullish right now, BNB, and of course, Near Protocol, if you've heard of that. That's a big AI thing, and Ethereum. Now, here's the thing is, you got to understand, all these that I named are different, blockchains or this or that. Well, guess what connects all those? Chainlink. Because here's what's important, and that's why henceforth you heard me talk about a year ago Chainlink on this channel, because guess what? These are the catalysts by which pump these cryptos directly and indirectly. Henceforth, as a result, all these cryptos are going to benefit off of these partnerships, because even though they work individually, they're all interconnected, because guess what? They all provide use for each other. You see what I'm saying? This henceforth is why you ought to all the more be bullish on thing. Now, here's where it gets into, I'm going to double and triple down on why I'm bullish on Zbcn over XRP and some of these other cryptos. They actually are working, and I think it's been implemented, and there's actually, it's a real world case use right now. They are actually involved in on a payroll system, meaning that when you go to your job, there's Zbcn, that they're going to be the payment system by which you could get paid. And from what I understand, and I know this from working with some of those systems, that actually can be from a day-to-day basis, not you getting paid once a week every 2 weeks. Now here's where it gets down into even some deeper stuff. I explained the fact is over the next 2 years how this crypto and the industry is, because that's been the biggest thing with crypto over the past couple of years, is where the real world case use. Well, like I said, Zbcn is going to be the one I think is going to be one of the leaders, if not the leader, at least in the retail aspect of it. Like I said, now with that, in saying that, you're going to be able to use other crypto, just like I was talking about Turbo up here. If they're in partnership with Turbo, and Turbo has a debit card or a credit card, which a lot of them are starting to have, even including Caspa, which I'm bullish on as well. See what is going to be able to happen. You're going to be able to, like if you go to a grocery store, you will be able to make a payment in crypto, and this is where Zbcn comes into place. Henceforth is, think about what I just said. All the partnerships, the connections that would Chainlink, the payroll system, and above all else, the last thing is the ability within the next 2 years that most 75, 3/4 of the business, 3 out of 4 businesses you go to, they're going to have a way that you can transact in crypto, and that's going to be through Zbcn. So, do I think that this is a next XRP? Yes, I think it could even be greater than that. Now the thing is, I know that may be a little bit of a stretch, but the potential, I will tell you, it already has more pumping potential than XRP does because of all these factors that are involved, at least on the retail aspect of it. So, in saying that, be very wise, and the thing is, right now this crypto is exponentially, it's been pumping like crazy. I talked about it a month ago. Now obviously people who come to my channel, you're up over a 3x on it today, and I actually talked about it a day or so ago, and you're almost up a 1x on it in that period of time. So congratulations if you've been taking action. But this is why I believe that this crypto, it's not going nowhere. This is one I could see potentially, it's fixing to break the top 100 here soon, but I could see this in being a top 25 crypto, at least in this cycle. So henceforth, do your own research. Never risk no more than what you're willing to lose. But anyway, I appreciate you coming to the channel. I hope this has been informative, because I wanted to dive deep, unlike some of the other people out there, and give you the reason why that you need to be bullish on this crypto. Be safe out there. Have a good Memorial Day, and good luck investing.